Hey y'all, Coach Bradley coming at you today, and what you're looking at here is the Furlihong 4-wheel pitching machine along with optional ball feeder. Now today we're going to unbox these products, take a detailed close look at them, give them a full review and see if it might be something you want to pick up for your baseball program as well. So with that being said, let's get it. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. When you pick this thing up, it's going to arrive in a big old box just like this. Let's get her opened up, see what we're working with. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be getting into when I opened this up, but I got to say I'm pleasantly surprised. The machine itself is all in one piece, no assembly required. All we have to do is put our legs together. These things are definitely pretty heavy duty, solid construction right there. Even these big rubber footers that go at the base. They also throw in 3 of these dimple yellow training balls. You get yourself a little dust cover, of course, our instruction manual, and then they give you a little sack of tools with every tool you're going to need if you ever need to work on this thing or pull it apart. So I spent a few minutes going over the instruction manual here. You see they got table of contents here on the front, and then as we move to page 3, you're going to get into your assembly instructions, how to make all your different adjustments, adjusting the machine to throw different types of pitches, how to take off the legs and store them when you want to move this around, some troubleshooting, warranty information, and customer service. Now obviously purchasing a machine like this is quite an investment into your baseball program, so I do want to cover the warranty a little bit more. They do have a 12-month warranty against any defects in materials and workmanship, and there is a 20-month warranty for the motor, the machine wheels, and the bearings. Now it also shows you how to submit a warranty claim, so make sure you hold on to this instruction manual. So let's go ahead and assemble our legs, and basically you'll see you've got this piece here, this other piece with the rubber footing at the bottom of it, and these are just going to click together, snap into place. Now it's a dang good thing this thing comes with these nice heavy duty wheels right here, as well as several handles, because it's pretty dang heavy. I can pick it up, but it's going to weigh right around 150 pounds all when it's put together. And it is nice that it's got these handles so you can just pick it up, pull it along here, either push or pull. And it's also got some places to put your poles as well when you're storing it. So we can go ahead and snap this one into an actual leg spot where it goes. And then these other 2 will just sit right in these openings. And now you can actually maneuver this thing using the pole as well to push it or pull it and get it where you need it. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up. Now you can do this with one person, even though it does weigh quite a bit. Basically we're going to set it down right here. Go ahead and remove your one rear leg we were kind of maneuvering that thing with. And then we'll take these out of their little holders, and we're going to put these ones in first. So we'll just tip the machine on its side, snap these into place one at a time. Put your rear leg back in. Now we'll go ahead and use this handle and stand it up. Now when all set up, you can see this thing stands fairly tall. I'm 6 feet and it comes to just about above my chin. We'll go ahead and get it plugged in. Another thing I really like is the fact that the cord that comes with it is just about 8 feet long. So it gives you quite a bit of room to work with there. So let's go ahead and do a little walk around of the machine itself. You'll see right here on the front where the ball is going to exit. Got this little protective kind of grill all the way around it. Nice when you put it on the ground, as well as protecting it from any balls that might get hit from it. We get to the back side here, you'll see your ball feeder, a couple of handles. We have some warning safety information, and we have 2 adjustments. So we've got a vertical adjustment right here, and we've got a horizontal adjustment right here. Also a little manual on how to throw the different pitches we might want to throw. And then that is going to be our speed adjustments, our on, off, and our little circuit breaker. So now let's talk about how we adjust the machine. We'll start right here with our horizontal swivel knob. Now if you loosen this up all the way, you can actually move this back And now you can move this to the right, to the left, and get lots of different clearance. So if I was using this for a defensive practice, I could be throwing ground balls to third base, shortstop, second, and first. Now if we want to make minor adjustments though from the batting position here, we'll go ahead and tighten that up a little bit. Then we'll use this here, and you can see if we turn it that way, it's going to adjust over there. And if we turn this the other way, it'll make a small adjustment and move the machine this way. And once you get it where you want it, you can go ahead and lock it in place here just by tightening this down. And that's your horizontal adjustment. Now the next little adjustment we can make here is for our vertical. Now one thing, you can actually pull this all the way up to do pop fly practice for defense. And again, we can make small little adjustments for our batting as well. We're going to go ahead and loosen this up. And then we can turn this way to lower, turn that way to raise up. And once we get it where we want it, we'll lock it in by simply tightening this down. And now it won't come back and should stay where we have it set up. All right, now we have our control panel here. Let's go ahead and turn the unit on. And then we can make adjustments to all four wheels. We've got our left, our top, our right, and our bottom. There's a little white mark on the top of each of these to show you where we're at. So we're set at a 5 on all those right now. And we can adjust that all the way down to a 0 or all the way up to a 10. So there is a setting manual right here on the back of the machine. Now this is great and everything, but these are basically max settings for each of these pitches. So you'll see here, if you want to throw a fastball, you would set all of these up to 10, and that thing can get up, at least as they say, up to 110 miles an hour. Now that's great and everything, but I coach high school baseball. We're not seeing a lot of 110 mile an hour pitchers. So cranking this thing up to 10 all the way across is probably not something that we're going to do. But I can easily make adjustments. So I could cut this in half and set each of these to 5, and that's going to give me a fastball, but it's going to be a lot slower. Now for my right-handed curve, I can basically do the same thing. You'll see here on these max settings, that thing could be up as high as 98 miles an hour. Again, not something we're going to see here at my small school, high school level. So I could go ahead and cut these numbers in half, set the left to a 4, set that top to a 5, the right to a 5, the bottom to a 5, and that's going to make me a right-handed curve, but it's just going to slow it down quite a bit. Just have to go through and kind of play with these and get your settings that you like for each of these pitches, but I do appreciate that they offer a lot of different styles of pitches as well. Now as far as the type of balls that you're going to want to throw in this thing, there's really only 2 types. You can use a genuine leather baseball. You don't want to use any composite or plastic type baseball, so make sure they are genuine leather. Or you can use these kind of rubber training balls right here that are just the yellow dimples. We'll go ahead and throw both of them here today. So let's go ahead and start off with a bang. We got this thing cranked up to 10 with our fastball. Now it claims it can get up to 110 miles an hour. Let's take a little look and see how fast it is. All right, let's go ahead and do a little speed and accuracy test on the highest setting. Again, it claims up here that it can throw up to 110 miles an hour on this. We're gonna go ahead and use our pocket radar and measure it. 3 balls, let's see if we get them all in the rectangle and how fast they are. 100, ball 1. 101 for ball 2. 100 again for ball 3. Now let's go ahead and test it out with 3 leather baseballs. 119, just missed the rectangle. 117. 113. Now all 3 of those balls missed high and right, so I'd probably have to make an adjustment on this machine. You want to dial it in for whatever type of balls you're using. We'll go ahead and dial it in for those and try that again. So I was kind of high and to the right, so I'm going to go ahead and lower this just a little bit. And then I'm going to adjust this and move it over that way. And we'll try those again. All right, so we made a few adjustments. Let's go ahead and throw 3 more of the leather baseballs, see if we can get them in the rectangle. Check the speeds again. 118, dang. 112. 115. So all three of those did stay within the rectangle, although I will tell you, these yellow balls are going to be a little bit more accurate than your regular leather baseballs, and that's just because the seams are going to hit the wheels at different places and just kind of give you some different movement. So after doing our fastball test, we saw that the yellow balls got all the way up to about 110 miles an hour, whereas our regular leather baseballs were getting up to like 119. That's crazy fast, obviously something we're never going to see. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing down to about 5, halfway, and let's see what they clock in there. So first we'll go ahead and turn our wheels all to 5. Now let's go ahead and do a speed test set here on the 5s. Go ahead and use our yellow dimple balls. 81. 77. That's much more kind of lower high school level. Well, I'm not going to set this up to throw every pitch here today. Let's go ahead and set up a right-handed curve. Again, I'm not looking for a 98 mile an hour one, so I'm going to just kind of cut these numbers in half. On my right-handed curve, I'm going to set my left to a 3. Then I'm going to set my top, right, and my bottom all to a 5. Let's see how that turns out. All right, let's see how this little right-handed curve looks. Not bad. Now I'm looking forward to taking a little BP off this machine myself today, but as you can see, I'm a one-man show, and that's why I'm so excited for this additional attachment you can pick up, the Furlihong automatic ball feeder and soft toss trainer. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up, check it out. All right, we got it all unboxed, and just like our pitching machine itself, pretty heavy duty legs and metal attachment pieces here. Got our feeder itself, instruction manual. It's going to be our little battery box. Also can be ran just with power as well. Comes with some batteries. There is our soft toss mechanism, and that's going to be our ball holder right there. Now everything is metal on this except the ball holder at the top. These are plastic pieces. Now as we take a little closer look at the instruction sheet for this, everything is fairly easily laid out. Gives you a nice picture diagram of how to attach this thing. Shouldn't take us very long at all. So first off, we're going to take this tripod piece here. We're going to connect our legs, and these just snap into place just like the pitching machine itself. Do have these nice kind of padded bumpers on the bottom. Be good for indoor cages or outdoors. And there's our tripod. Now we'll go ahead and use these 3 poles right here to make our vertical attachment. Your fattest one here that's got the kind of this little opening at the bottom, that's going to go in first. Then you're going to have your next thickest one, and this will adjust at any height. So basically you kind of get it where you want, and then you're going to tighten this thing down to set it. Same thing right here. We'll go ahead and get this in somewhere where we want it, and we can go ahead and adjust this as we go. We'll set it right there for now. Now we'll go ahead and stick on our ball feeder right here, and then kind of tighten that up a little bit too. Now we have 6 of these plastic attachments for the ball feeder, and basically with these you simply slide that over the top, and then you're going to move it down, and those will clamp together. Now we're going to go ahead and attach this right here at the top. That feeds into our ball feeder there. All right, now we're going to attach our battery pack, and to do this we're going to kind of slide this all the way to the back here, and we'll slide it up, and then it's just going to snap into place. Now at this point we could take this out there and set it up on our pitching machine, or if you want to use it as a soft tosser, you go ahead and put in this little attachment here to these bottom pieces, and then you can tighten them up using these right there. So if we're working out in the field and we don't have access to power, we can go ahead and battery power this. Simply use this little screwdriver they provide us, and then they do give you those 2 AA batteries as well. We have power here today though, so we're going to go ahead and use the cord. So I'll go ahead and put this back on for now. Now the power adapter cord on this thing is nice and long. I'd probably say 8 to 10 feet. All we're simply going to do is plug this side in there and plug this side into our power. Now we'll go ahead and load this thing up with balls. Now we'll simply flip the on switch, let this thing go to work. Pretty cool, 23 ball capacity. Little beeper and light notification every time it's going to drop a ball. Let's go ahead and take a little soft toss. This works well for soft toss. Let's get it set up for the machine. All right, so we got our machine set up just to feed right into there. Go ahead and turn this on. Watch a couple fly. So let's go ahead and take some BP. Alright, so that thing was a ton of fun. Definitely appreciate the ball feeder option, as you can go do BP by yourself. Balls kick out just about every 6 seconds, so if you need a little extra time, let one go by and get the next one. But with the max capacity of about 23 balls, you can definitely get a decent round in before you got to refill it. Now that we've had a chance to swing off this thing, use it for hitting, let's go ahead and move it to home plate and see how it works as far as defense stuff goes. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a few pop flies with this thing. First off, you could take this all the way vertical if you want to do catcher pops. Then you can kind of set it at an angle if you're trying to hit your outfielders. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We'll just set it to 5 to start. See what it does. Shallow center field there. Let's go ahead and crank it up to 7. All right, that actually cleared our fence. We're about 310 to center field. Let's turn this thing all the way up to 10, and we'll see if we can clear that building back there. Yeah, that thing went flying. All right, we're gonna turn this thing back down to about a 6.5. We've disengaged the horizontal swivel knob, so now we could rotate this thing to shoot one to left field, center field, or right field. Let's pop 3 in there. Left field first, center field, and right field. Pretty cool. Now we drop this down even lower, set at 4s all the way around. We can go ahead and do ground balls too. We can start with 1 to third base, shortstop, second base, and first. Go ahead and give you another view. Third base, shortstop, second, and first. So let's go ahead and set up our auto ball feeder so we can go take some ground balls at short. A little different angle, so we'll go ahead and raise this up just a bit. Can make several different adjustments on this. And we'll load it with balls. Now, one thing that's super cool about this ball feeder is that it can be used for other machines besides just the Furlihongs, and really it can adapt to any pitching machine as low as about 4.5 feet all the way up to just shy of 8 feet. So it gives you a lot of different wiggle room to set this thing up with a lot of different pitching machines. All right, here we go. So there you go. After spending all afternoon with this bad boy, let's go ahead and cover a couple things you should think about before picking one of these up. First, let's go ahead and talk about the size. Now, this thing is an absolute beast. As you can see, it takes up quite a bit of space. I do like the engineering and design here with these wheels. So if you're picking this machine up to leave it just at your regular baseball field, it's going to be a decent option. You can obviously move it out to your mound, roll it out there. When you're done with it, roll it wherever you want to store it, and you're going to be good to go. Now, if you're looking for something that you're going to be moving around in your truck, taking to a lot of different places, this might be just a little too much machine for that. Now next, let's go ahead and talk about speed and accuracy. So you saw earlier today when we put the pocket radar on this, we got really high speeds of 110 plus with both our regular leather baseball as well as our yellow dimple ball. Now, after throwing a lot of these balls through this today, setting up some different types of pitches, including the curves and just regular fastballs, your yellow dimple balls are going to be much more accurate than your leather baseballs. Now, the reason for that is when this goes through here, the seam, depending on how it goes in the machine, could catch one of those wheels a little bit different, and it's just going to kind of pop out a little bit different every time. So good to have both of these types of balls, but if you really want to dial in with the most accurate pitch, use these yellow dimple balls. And one last thing we'll cover here is this optional ball feeder, which you do have to purchase separately. Now, I find this thing well worth the money just because I like to come out and practice alone, as well as I could set up some of my players if they want to come down in some off time and pitch to themselves as well. This thing's fairly well made. I did have a couple times where the balls would get hung up in here. So if I was on a little downslope, I would just kind of adjust this. I only saw that happen with the regular leather baseballs and not the yellow dimple balls though. All in all though, pretty sweet little setup. Now, when we unboxed this thing, you saw they did throw in this dust cover as well. So let's go ahead and show you how that thing fits on here. And with that, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the Furlihong 4-wheel pitching machine and automatic ball feeder. Now, I'm super stoked to add this thing to our equipment repertoire. Excited to let the kids use this at our upcoming practices, and hopefully we'll get several years of use out of it as well. So for those reasons and more, I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a Coach Bradley thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one. Hey, one more thing before you go. I want to let you know that the Furlihong company behind this pitching machine is a big fan of Coach Bradley's in-depth and informational videos. Therefore, about a month ago, they reached out to me and asked me if they could send me this product for video review purposes. Now, with that being said, all the thoughts and opinions expressed in this video were my own. I always do my best to accurately describe any product I review. Now, I hope this video helped you out. We'll see you next time.